the news and interviews you know and love. It's the Northwest's #1 racing podcast, the Sean in the Dirt podcast. This is Sean, and you're in the dirt.
Kyle Larson joins right now, and back at the Chili Bowl, huh?
Yeah, back. So, been a couple of years since I really put an effort into it. So, it's good.
So this year you brought Paul. Noticed Paul, and you got a 2-car team this year.
Yeah. I mean, I ran my midget stuff with Paul since 2019, basically into 19, and we won the 2020 Chili Bowl. So, yeah, Paul's just been a lot for my career, and it's always fun. Get to race with Paul, Trevor, Doug, the whole team. It's a really relaxed vibe over there, and I enjoy it.
This Chili Bowl, you took a couple years off, and you seemed like you missed it.
I honestly had a great time. The years I didn't race the Chili Bowl, I really did truly have a great time in Vado, racing the late model there. I'll be honest, I did not miss, being here. It was a nice change of scenery for me. But that being said, it also is refreshing to be back and get to compete in the Tulsa Shootout for the first time in 15 years with my family, and then come back here with Paul, with, the same car that was a challenge for us, the last time we ran here. So, yeah, I look forward to it, and you look forward to being around the crowd and the atmosphere, and like I said, putting a full effort in. I don't really count last year as really anything, because I wouldn't have been able, looking back now, to make it on Saturday, no matter how my prelim night went. But it's cool to be back, and hopefully the week goes good.
And then Tulsa Shootout, you mentioned it in the press conference, but it looked like you were just driving that wall like a ramp. Yeah.
I mean, it was. I kind of stumbled upon it a little bit, and then just kind of had to inch my way into building some confidence running up there. So, yeah, it was a fantastic racetrack, and was a lot of fun. A lot of fun ripping a micro around here.
And how much fun is it to get to run with your son, too?
Yeah, I really enjoy that, because I'm so busy doing all the racing that I do that I don't get to go see him race very often at all. So when you get to come to a big event like this and kind of see the nerves that he's dealing with, as I'm very long into my own racing career and don't really get nerves anymore, like it's fun to see what an event like the Tulsa Shootout means to him and all that. So yeah, it was really cool. He did a great job. He finished 6th in his first Tulsa Shootout in the junior sprint division, and I was really proud of him. So yeah, we're gonna hit it hard this year with a lot more racing, and hopefully get him even more prepared for next year.
Awesome. And then I noticed yesterday when I was standing over by you, I don't know if you saw me over there right before one of your hot lap sessions, but I wanted to ask you about your helmet. Do you have a new helmet for the Chili Bowl, or do you change your helmet up? But I noticed your helmet, does it give kind of your family?
Yeah. No, I typically Chili Bowl's January, so it's the start of the season, and I always get a new helmet here, and then I'll August for Knoxville I'll get a new helmet. But yeah, my helmet for this season is kind of pays tribute to Japan and my Japanese heritage. I think a lot of people probably don't know, or I would assume maybe don't know that I'm half Japanese. So I've always wanted to do a helmet in that, and it looks really cool. It turned out great, and Docile Art did an amazing job, and I haven't even showed my mom yet, so she'll be here later today, and hopefully she'll like it a lot.
All right, and let's talk high limit a little bit. How was your high limit? I know you've talked a lot about it, but let's chat a little bit about high limit.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought high limit went great this past season. Everybody worked really hard, and I felt like the perception of our series really changed positively from beginning to the end of the year. So yeah, I look forward to the future. Brad, JP, Kendra, Mike Hess, everybody involved works extremely hard to grow the sport and grow high limits. So I'm proud of them, and look forward to the future.
So being a Northwest podcast guy, I got to ask you, what my number one question is? When is Kyle Larson going to actually change the schedule around and come up and run in the Northwest?
Okay, Northwest. I thought
Northwest. When are you going to come up? Because you run California but we haven't seen you in Oregon and Washington.
Myself, yeah.
You.
Yeah, it's just tough
Yeah,
because
because you run all the. It's the way the schedule works out, right?
yeah, it just gets to that time of year where it's like right before our playoffs start in NASCAR, and I really looked at doing Douglas County this year or this past year. I really looked at doing Douglas County and then Elma and then Skagit for the couple nights that I could do it. But that would have been like 4 weeks in a row of me going back and forth from West Coast to East Coast. So right before our playoffs, kind of during, like right when our playoffs started. So I just decided the smart thing, if I wanted to continue getting permission to race, would probably not be doing that. So I hope someday, though, I can get back out there and run high limit stuff or, dirt cup's grown a lot. All that, but that's probably not going to come until I'm done full-time racing.
Yeah, we just miss you up there, and I know that's a question that I get a lot is when is Kyle going to come up and run, because you run like right before it, and then, but I don't think people understand your schedule, and you can't, I mean, it's just the timing.
It's just a really important time of year for my NASCAR stuff, so yeah, it's just difficult. I would obviously love to be there. I wish planes traveled faster, and I wish I could be in two places at once, but it's tough. But yeah, I mean, maybe it'll work out someday where I can get there sooner.
And you got to run the one to do the other, so it's more important on the one. So, well, good luck at the Chili Bowl.
Thank you.
This is Sean. You're in the dirt. Sean in the dirt, Christopher Bell, and welcome back to the Chili Bowl.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I remember interviewing my first time coming to the Chili Bowl back in 2013, I think. And I'm not even sure if I knew who you were, because I was from the Northwest, and I was like just rolling in here going, where do I go? Who do I meet and all this, And then to watch your career grow and just sit back and go, man, I remember him at the Chili Bowl, and look at him now, Talk about your career from coming to the Chili Bowl for how many years now?
Geez, as a competitor?
Yeah, just as a fan. You were little, right?
Yeah, I mean, I came here whenever I was 2 or 3 years old. Maybe not 2 or 3, maybe 4 or 5. Uh-huh. So I mean, that's my whole life, 25 years or whatever. Yeah. I think I competed in my first Chili Bowl in it would have been January of 2011, I think. Okay. So I'm getting old now.
Tell me about it. I feel it too. So then this year, how long did it take you when you found out you could run dirt to say I'm going to the Chili Bowl?
Not long. It was probably a couple of weeks. I forget when. Well, obviously I knew before the announcement came out. I think the announcement came out middle of November, and then I was trying to get it lined up to do DuQuoin and make sure that I felt good in the car, and so yeah, it wasn't long.
And you and Chase have the stuff that's kind of fun to follow along, right?
Yeah, I love Chase, and he's going to be a great teammate. Yeah,
and he's here running. Is he going to be here with the team with his running a car? I think he's got a car, right?
He does. Carter Sarf's driving it. Ironically, he's the one who beat me at DuQuoin, so I wouldn't be surprised if Carter Sarf has a banner week this week.
And then, so did you recognize Keith when you went back and meet up with Keith?
He looks different, doesn't he?
Did you see the post from Driver's Project?
No.
Yesterday? No. Go look at it. It's pure gold.
Yeah.
Everybody goes, that's not Keith. That's not Keith. There's like 25 comments of that's not Keith.
Yeah. I mean, his identity for so long was that long beard.
Yeah. If anybody knows, he shaved off the beard and nobody recognized him. So it's kind of fun. So what are your expectations going into an event like this, and your expectations running dirt this year?
I mean, obviously coming to the Chili Bowl, I expect myself to perform well and compete for a win. I after practice yesterday, I realized that the car behaves a lot different than what I'm accustomed to in the past. It seems like the cars have evolved. Key setups have changed a little bit. So there's going to be an acclimation period for me. I got the race champions tonight, which is Monday night as we're talking. And so that'll be a good time for me to figure out the nuances in the car, and hopefully I'll be ready to rip come Thursday.
And then talking about your teammate, that seems like he's really starting to love dirt. Ty Gibbs is making his Chili Bowl debut. How do you think he's going to fare at this event?
I don't know. I think if he gets the right draw and he starts in the right position, he could have a great week. On the flip side, and the same can be said for me, right? Like if I get in a wreck early, I could have a very short week. So, I mean, this being Ty's first time here, he doesn't know what he doesn't know, and he could have a great week, and he could be done early.
All right, well, thanks for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
This is Sean. You're in the dirt.